Look at this beautiful day. You see this beautiful day? So let's talk about revision and the blank slate meditation that goes hand in hand with this idea. Revision is a technique that Neville Goddard and a lot of other mystics have talked about um, in different terms and different terminology. But basically, the idea around taking an old memory or story that you experienced at some point in your journey and changing the outcome to be a more desired outcome. So if you, for instance, were raised with a lot of lack, you would go into the story and you would imagine that your parents spoke of nothing but abundance, right? That you had beautiful conversations around the dining room table as a child about how abundant you were and how that was your true identity and that was your birthright, and you would sit in that an amazement at your parents, at how cool they were and like how exciting it was that you didn't have to worry about lack or anything, right? Sure, it's really weird. um you would just have like this whole new like feeling around it, right? And then the vibratory ripple effect that would have on your life now would be to the subconscious that you're an abundant being at all times, that money loves you and that you love money and it comes easily, and it's not, that would be the outcome, because you are remembering it differently. You're putting it back together differently, and then you're identifying with that character, the version of you that was brought up with nothing but abundance. But I heard someone say, the other day, I was listening to this video around the Seth material. Now, Seth was kind of like Abraham Hicks. Seth was a channeled being that came in the 1960s through a lady named Jane Roberts, and they tested. People tried to debunk this channeler for many years, but she'd bust out with like some amazing reading for the person. Like there was a guy from Harvard who tried to debunk her, and Seth came through and like verbatim repeated the exact words of his dying mother in Russian. And Jane Roberts had never studied Russian, did not know Russian. So Seth was a powerful being that came through with a lot of amazing information. And one of the things that he said was that we can blank slate any memory. You go in and you just create a complete blank slate, whitewash the entire childhood if need be, whitewash the entire I don't know, the marriage that you had that was traumatic, or an event in your life that was traumatic. You just whitewash the entire thing. You recreate it in the mind because you're the author, you're the producer, you're the director. You recreate the story to be what you would prefer, or you just erase it altogether. Delete, 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 abort, abort, abort. And then when you believe that this is the new you, you never went through that. That's not your identity. Or that was an amazing experience. What an amazing childhood I had. Then all of a sudden, the ripple effects through your now moment now are different. All of a sudden, you start having different things come in that are like powerful. Okay, well, if your identification has always been now abundance, guess what's going to be coming to you? More abundance, right? If your identity was that you were always a solo loner, but you go in and you rewrite it as you've always been easily magnetic with people and attractive to people, and they always want to be around you, then all of a sudden community comes in, right? So these are the kind of things that can really change the paradigm of your life if you're willing to sit in the end of something new and put away the idea of disbelief. Set it aside, because just like the scripture says, except you become as a little child, and children can snap into their imagination and create anything like on the spot, right? So, except you become as a little child, you shall in no way enter into the kingdom of heaven, which is, like we know, within us. So, I encourage you today to take a moment, whitewash and blank slate it, baby, and leave a comment if you've been able to do this successfully and you have something beautiful to share. I'd love to hear it. Have a great day. You got this.